Splash is just 2 days away, and there's a lot of excitement and activity going on here as we prepare for the arrival of over 700 volunteers to carry out the Splash mission. For the last several months, so many adult volunteers have been planning and brainstorming. They've been entering stacks of forms on the computers and making hundreds of phone calls. There are also several point people across the county that have been recruiting and representing Splash in their home churches.
Standing here in the lobby as we register and have everything start for Splash. I've been standing here watching two incredible things. One is all the students coming in, and this being my 5th year, what God's going to do with him is incredible. The other thing is watching all the adults working to make sure Splash is pulled off. So students and adults and God doing all of it.
There's so much that goes into Splash that people don't even know about. From when that kid signs up to getting them on the work site, working and doing their job. I mean, it takes people, and they just do an amazing job with it.
I've been a part of the Splash transportation team for the last 4 years. I really enjoy working with the drivers from different churches from all over the county. To me, putting together a plan to transport 450 students to over 30 locations in the county is a giant, impossible puzzle. But every year, God amazes me when the last piece of the puzzle just snaps together and those 25 plus vans and buses pull out of here in the morning. I am just blessed to have a part in helping to send them out.
I'm a driver for Splash Bartow this week. Kids are just so great, so sweet, and the team leaders, we have a great crew and great team leaders. It's just really inspiring.
Team leaders help the kids get the project done every day. We help motivate them, we help shepherd them, but basically we're there just to kind of be their cheerleaders and to pour into them. Something I love about Splash 2 is that every year you meet awesome students. I had several kids on my team this year that just have awesome personalities, unique personalities, and they want to be your friends afterward.
I remember my team leader from last year especially. You could tell he was there with his whole heart, and he really meant everything he was saying.
For 3 years I was a student at Splash. And last year I had to take off. I went to Marine Corps boot camp, and now I'm back on leave, and I'm a team leader, trying to teach these kids a little bit about what Splash means to me and how to splash people.
My team leaders, they're both men, and they mean a lot to me. They're weird and crazy, but they use that in a good Christian way, and they have put a big impact in my life just in these 4 days.
This is my first year at Splash and my daughter's first year as well, and this is an opportunity for me to put action with my own words. This is actually a challenge for me because I'm so used to doing everything on my own and by myself. To let other people help me is something I'm not used to. So obviously getting to do this has been a blessing for me because it's really a reflection on how we should be in our faith and how we should be ministering to others and continuing to pass on what we know and everything onto the younger generation.
This year I've had the privilege of serving on the construction team as coordinator of all the materials and supplies. But the greatest blessing of this year was that my great-grandmother was one of the ones that got splashed.
I just want to thank Splash Bartow for coming and fixing my roof. It's wonderful, and I just thank the Lord every day for it.
I'm privileged to work in the children's ministry at Splash Bartow, and I have been an educator for years, and I'm able to use my skills as an educator to teach some younger people about how to lead a children's ministry or a children's camp at Splash.
I am overseer for all of the community projects, mostly dealing with our senior citizens, and it has been a blessing that we have had the opportunity to come and minister to these elderly people. And we wanted to get young people involved in showing God's love and that we can build a relationship with all age groups.
It's great serving Splash as medical director. Gives Lee and I a chance to serve together using the skills that God has given us to take care of the kids here at Splash this week. Lee is a pharmacist and I'm a pediatrician, and it's been great working with the people that have come alongside us, nurses that are helping us out this year.
I'm so excited to be doing Splash this year. It's my very first year, and I love being on the video photography team. And we get to go around and capture memories from all the teams that later we get to share with all the churches in Bartow County. It's been a great experience.
I just think it's really cool as me being a student and my mom and my grandmother working in the kitchen for Splash. And it's like 3 generations helping out with Splash, and the food's really good, so that's good.
You know, my philosophy about working in Splash Bartow is that as long as your heart's beating and you're breathing, no matter how old you are, there's always something to do. Plus, it's a wonderful privilege to work with all these good people.
There are so many ways that you can volunteer at Splash that most people don't know about, and just a few of those ways: the security team that patrol at different hours of the day and the night, depending on your schedule. You can be flexible and be part of that. It's so important to keep our children safe. There are other things such as the prayer team. I have the privilege of serving on the prayer team. This is an awesome opportunity in the evenings to come and pray over the children, over the texts that they send in. There's a number that the children are texting their prayer requests to during the day, and our team comes in the evening and prays. And then there's also the laundry team that actually prays over the laundry and washes the dirty shirts of the day and folds them up and returns them so that they can be clean for the next day of service. It's really just our prayer that as the community looks and sees Splash as lots of yellow shirted volunteers running around doing good, that really there's a bigger picture, that Splash is not just about what's on the outside, it's about transformation on the inside.
When God changes your inside and fills your heart with love, then you can't help but overflow with His love, and all of your love flow out into the community.
It's just so refreshing to be able to come to Splash, and you think as a team leader that you're going to change these kids and that you're going to pour into them, and I think that does happen, but at the same time, God uses them to put a new spirit in me.
I'm only 12 years old, and someday I want to come back here and be a leader like these adults, because they're a blessing to have.
Splash has confirmed to me that this is something that we need to try to make happen in our own church in a way that we can take care of people all year round, and not just during this event.
God's work goes on, and there's plenty of things to be done, and those who are serving now can go back to their local churches and serve just as well.
You know, we all know that when God changes us on the inside, it can't help but to spill out on the outside. And I just know that God has changed adults and students here at Splash forever.